Alright guys, it's Thursday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just heading back home now from my afternoon class. One more teaching hour left in the day for me. But this one's back in my apartment, so I can be a little bit more casual than with khaki pants and a fancy shirt. Now, first day back, it went okay. I had 4 students. I guess one of them was absent. But I'm in, it's one of those situations where I have 2 students who are older. They were in my afternoon class when I taught there full time. And so they were very happy to see me, and I was happy to see them. 2 of my best students, actually. They know a lot of English. They picked up a lot when I was teaching them, and they're very smart and need to learn at a more intermediate level. But in the same class, I've also got 2 children who are younger. They are preschoolers. They don't have half of the knowledge of English and words and comprehension as the other 2 students, because of course they're, maybe half their age, haven't been going to school that long. So the problem is I need to come down, go slower, use really easy words, 3-letter words, 4-letter words, not the dirty kind, obviously. But I just have to use smaller words with them so that they can learn the basics before we can advance. The problem is I don't want the other kids to get bored, because they're not really learning anything they don't already know. Now, while I like, and I always stress to people, no matter how much you know, it's always good to go back to the basics sometimes. Practice those over and over. Don't forget where it begins, because a lot of those lessons apply to even some of the harder things about English. So while it's okay for a day or 2, but after a while I don't want them to get bored. And of course I don't want the parents to feel like they're not learning anything. But the issue is that if there was going to be 3 in one class and 2 in the other class, they would have to hire another teacher just for that class, and they don't have the money to do that. So I guess they just bundle them all together. And hopefully I can find a way to kind of meet in the middle. But it's definitely a tougher challenge when that happens. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, like I said, I still have my early evening class to teach at home. So at least I know what I'm dealing with there. And everything should be all right. I taught my morning class, and the students were about 15 minutes late, which is actually, it's typical around here. I don't think I've ever had a class where all the students showed up on time. I can't think of a time when that's happened. They're on Khmer time, and 9 o'clock could be anywhere between 9 and 9:30. But anyway, they still got their hour, so grabbed something to eat. Then we went and met Bill, Cambodia. That's his YouTube channel, if you want to look it up and subscribe. We're going to do some apartment hunting now. It's like 10:30. I have to leave to go to my school at 1 o'clock. So I wasn't really sure if we were going to be able to find him an apartment in that length of time. But if not, it was no big deal. We got the whole weekend, so that would not have been a real problem. But we were actually just out just a couple hours, and we looked at 3 or 4 different apartments. Just walking around, you'll see signs, you know, rooms for rent, apartment for rent, and they'll just they'll take you in, they'll show you around, then you try to get a price that you want. Saw some pretty nice apartments actually for the price. We didn't find one that was over $200, and that was right within his wheelhouse of where he wanted to be, 200 or less. And some of them are pretty nice. Well, actually most of them were pretty nice. One was actually really huge for $200. Nice balcony, really big, like an actual bedroom and an actual living room. Very roomy. Nice kitchen area. That was, however, on the 3rd floor, and those stairs, me and him were both out of breath by the time we got up the stairs just to look at the apartment. So I'm not sure if it's that's something I would enjoy doing like all the time. You know what I mean? Walking up and down those stairs, especially when you go get groceries, you got all the bags, and it's a pretty long haul up there. But for $200, I think that was a pretty good deal. But he was like, well, you know, the stairs, plus the fact he wanted to see if he could find something below $200. And that's always good advice. Don't just take the first thing you see. You know, you can wait to get to a little better price somewhere else. And as luck would have it, there's an apartment open in my building, on my floor, right around the corner from mine, facing the balcony. And the landlord only wanted, I believe it was 120, but it does not have a refrigerator or an aircon unit. It does have a kitchen area, but just no aircon, no refrigerator. But he talked to my landlord on the phone, and my landlord said he would put in an aircon unit, have a refrigerator in there within a day, but the price would be more, of course, $170, which is what I pay for mine. But still, I think that room's a little bit bigger than mine, so that's a really good deal. So Bill went ahead and went with that. When my landlord got there, it was just about the time I had to leave to go to the school. But I saw on his Facebook that everything must have went well, because he said he got an apartment, he's moving in. So that is awesome, we'll be neighbors. So that worked out pretty well. The thing is, you know, guest houses are fine, but when you move your entire life to a different country that you've never been to before. Hey buddy, you getting all swirly for it. But when you do that, I don't think you really will ever quite feel at home until you actually have a home, like your own place, your own apartment. You know, that's not going to be a temporary residence for 1 or 2 weeks. You know, you can unpack your things. When you can start thinking, I can do this to this room, I can buy this and this, that's when you start accepting the fact that you're living here. This is your life, and that helps you to acclimate to the society and all that good stuff faster. So glad we found him an apartment. I was actually, if you would have asked me to bet, I would have bet no in 3 hours before I have to leave for work. I don't think we're going to find him an apartment today without having any leads or anything else. But come to find out, he could have taken any of the 4. That's how easy it is to find an apartment here, in case you're wondering. You show up, you find the one you like, negotiate a price, pay the landlord a month's rent and a month's deposit. You might have to sign a contract, for a lease, and then you move in. One day, easy peasy, done. So actually another really good day. Hopefully, yesterday my student I have at night didn't show up. Normally my students are good about texting me at Fast Track English when they're not going to be there. But he didn't text me, so I waited till 5:30. Then it was obvious he wasn't going to be there, so hung around there for nothing. But still, that's you're going to get that here. The way I see it, he's 18 years old, and this is the way I feel about all of my personal students, not the schools, but mine. And mine is, they pay in advance for the month. However many days they decide to show up for that money is up to them. That's the business part of me saying, well, they already paid, so if they don't show up for a day or two, we'll just continue where we left off. It'll take them longer to get through the material, and in the end they'll have to pay for another month and be only partway through what they should have been if they had showed up every day, if that makes sense. So therefore they'll pay me longer to learn the same things that they could have in a shorter period of time. That's the business side of me. The teacher side is like, oh no, come on, guys, show up. I need you to put some effort into this. You can do this. Don't get frustrated. Tell me what the problem is. And the thing is, it's probably not a problem. There's just so many other things here that take priority. Some of them still go to a Khmer high school, and they have extracurricular activities. They have a full study load there with all the normal subjects you would learn in school, and this is just kind of an extra class. And family over here takes priority over everything. If you're having a problem in your family, you just don't show up for school, you don't show up for work, and nobody ever talks about it. Nobody comes in and says, oh, I had an issue with my family, here's what happened. Nope, they just show up again the next day or 2 days later like nothing happened. Like, okay, I'm ready. That's in the workplace also. So that's just one of those cultural things. But inside, my teacher side is saying, I want you to learn this. I want you to ask questions. But then, like I said, my business side is like, I already got paid. So I'm trying to balance those two out, not to let one or the other be too prominent. Because if the teacher side gets too prominent, what will happen is I'll just start giving deals to people that make no sense financially to me. But on the other hand, if the business side gets too prominent, I'll get to the point where all I care about is the money and not really the teaching. So at least if you work at a school, you have one thing to do. As long as they're paying you the amount you want, you go there, you teach. There's no business side to take care of. But still, I think I'm walking that line pretty good right now. Yeah, this is a little bit of a rambling video, but just wanted to tell you how my day went today. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.